Hello students, we are going to continue with fourth unit with its last topic, that is integrity and security. Now what is integrity? The constraints ensures that changes made to a database by authorized user do not result in loss of data consistency. Now what is security here? Security means protecting the database from unauthorized access, alteration, or deletion. Now, what are the various threats to security and integrity? Here, a threat is any situation, event, or personnel that will adversely affect the database security and smooth and efficient functioning of the organization. Threat to a database may be intentional or accidental. Given below are some database security threats. A threat can be data tampering, eavesdropping and data theft, falsifying users' identification, password-related threats, unauthorized access to data, or lack of accountability. There are some defense mechanisms which are used to protect the database. Generally, 4 levels of defense are recognized for a database security. These are physical security, human factors, operating system, and database system. Now, moving to the next topic, the data security requirements. The basic security standards which technologies can ensure are: first is confidentiality. Confidentiality contains many points. First is access control. Access control means the access to data is controlled by means of privileges, roles, and user accounts. Second is authenticated users. Authentication is a way of implementing decisions of whom to trust. It can be employee passwords, fingerprints, etc. Third point is secure storage of sensitive data. It is required to prevent data from hackers who could damage the sensitive data. Last point is privacy of communication. The DBMS should be capable of controlling the spread of confidential personal information from unauthorized people such as credit card, etc. Now moving to the integrity. Integrity contributes to maintaining a secure database by preventing the data from becoming invalid and giving misleading results. It consists of following aspects. First aspect of integrity is system and object privileges. System and object privileges control access to application, tables, and system commands so that only authorized users can change the data. Second aspect of integrity is integrity constraints. These integrity constraints are applied to maintain the correctness and validity of the data in the database. Third aspect is database must be protected from viruses, so firewalls and antiviruses should be used. Last aspect is to ensure that the access to the network is controlled and the data is not vulnerable to attacks during transmission across network. Moving to the next subtopic, that is availability. Data should always be made available for authorized user by the secure system without any delays. Availability is often thought of as a continuity of services assuring that database is available. Denial of service attacks are attempts to block authorized users' ability to access and use the system when needed. It has number of aspects. First aspect of availability is ease of use. Resources managed by the users for working with database should be effectively managed so that it is available all the time to valid users. Second aspect is flexibility. The administrator must have all the relevant tools for managing user population. Third aspect is scalability. System performance should not get affected by the increase in numbers of users or processes which require services from system. Last aspect of availability is resistance. User profiles must be defined and the resources used by any user should be limited. Moving to the features of security, there are some important features. Those features are views, authorization and control, user defined procedures or privileges, and encryption procedures. Talking about authorization, it is a process of permitting users to perform certain operations on certain data objects in a shared database. Secondly, to explain the concept of views, let us consider the example of a bank clerk who needs to know the names of customers of each branch but is not authorized to see specific loan information. The view is defined as follows: create view customer loan as select branch name, customer name from borrower, loan, where borrower loan number is equal to loan number. Since the clerk is authorized to see this view, so clerk can execute a query to see the result, select star from customer loan. When the query processor translates the result into a query on actual base table in the database, we obtain a query on borrower and loan tables. This permission must be checked on the clerk's query processor begins. Moving to the next topic, database integrity constraints. It can be defined in three ways. First is business constraints, second is entity constraints, and third is referential constraints. Talking about business constraints, a value in one column may be constrained by value of some another or by some calculation or formula. Talking about entity constraint, individual columns of a table may be constrained, example not null. Last subtopic, referential constraints, sometimes referred to as key constraint, example table 2 depends on table 1. I hope you understand all about security and data integrity. Thank you.